Toastmasters and dear guests, I am Medley. I am Sergeant at Arms for the club. I welcome you all to the Medley Toastmasters meeting 807. There are few ground rules to be followed during the meeting. First, please turn off your mobiles or keep them on silent mode. I'll give you a few seconds. Second, do not talk about sex, religion or politics during the meeting. Toastmasters International is a century-old organization helping its members to grow in the area of public speaking and leadership skills. As per the mission of Toastmasters, we provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership abilities, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now I would like to call a person. She is a doctor, a teacher. Let's welcome our President, Toastmaster Pravda.
Thank you, SAA Toastmaster President Venkatesh, for setting today's stage. Welcome you all to Medley. With the sound of this gavel, I declare Medley meeting number 807 open. I would like to welcome the dignitaries who have joined today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster V.N. Subramanian, the Charter President of the Medley Toastmasters Club. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham, the past PR Manager of District 82 and past President of Medley. Distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad, past President of Medley Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Saravanan, past President and past Area Director of C3. Toastmaster Venkateshan, past President and the present Area Director of Reco. Toastmaster Prasanavani, the immediate past President and Area Director of C3. Welcome, thank you for gracing today's meeting. I would also like to welcome the guests who have joined today's meeting. Mrs. Sri Vidya, Mr. Preetham, Mr. Sendil Kumar, Mr. Jay Madhavan, Ms. Sukanya, Mr. Murali, and Toastmaster Sujay from East Tambaram Toastmaster Club. Welcome to Medley's meeting. Last week, I happened to attend a Heartful Living program on altruism by Dr. Anand Chokalingam. He is a renowned cardiologist from the United States. Many of you know what altruism is. It is selfless concern for the well-being of others. Volunteering in a shelter, mentoring an unprivileged person, or blood donation are all practice of altruism. According to his research, people who practice altruism have reduced stress and anxiety. Their blood pressure is reduced and they have a longer lifespan and healthy spans. These people are more committed to the community. They have a strong sense of community because they are able to mingle with people with diverse background. Overall, they have high self-esteem and they show incredible growth in their personal lives. He also mentioned certain acts that we can commit to practice altruism. And the foremost in that is listening actively. Ensure that you listen to a person who is speaking to, you listen to him actively. The Harvard School Business Review article shows that there are 3 important components in active listening. One is cognitive, emotional and behavioral. Cognitive is paying attention to all the information that a person is speaking. Cognitive, very important. Cognitive. Emotional is very important, remaining quiet and composed during the conversation. Even though if we have any emotional reactions within us, we have to manage that. And the third one is the behavioral, where you have to show interest and comprehension both verbally and non-verbally. The article says that if we develop the skill of active listening, it is a lifelong endeavor and it takes practice to master this soft skill. They also tell how to practice this active listening. First, we have to identify what the default listening style we have. They say there are 4 distinct types of listening styles. One is a task-oriented listener who will mainly focus on the important information that is there in the conversation. An analytical listener will analyze the problem, staying in a neutral standpoint. A relational listener will bind with the communicator and he will tend to respond to the emotions in the message. And the critical listener will typically judge both the content as well as the speaker. So once you identified what type of listener you are, then you have to choose actively what type of style that you are going to follow when you are listening to someone. You need to use your empathy to find out whether the person just needs an emotional support or he is hoping for a critical, honestly hoping for a critic. Active listening is an integral part of effective communication. I would say that one of the best way to develop our active listening is joining Toastmasters. As all of you know, for the benefit of the newcomers, Toastmaster is an international non-profit educational organization founded by a person called Dr. Ralph C. Medley 100 years before to empower one's speaking ability and leadership skills. Apart from communication and leadership skills, it also empowers active listening, intentional speaking, volunteering help to others, mentoring someone who needs that. All these are considered as practice of altruism. So I would say that if you commit to Toastmasters, you commit practicing altruism, thereby you increase your health span and lifestyle. With this, I would like to hand over the stage to a person who can take this meeting forward. She is the Toastmaster of the day. Today, to do this role, we have someone who is already increasing the life and healthy span of others. She is a successfully practicing physiotherapist, a very enthusiastic Toastmaster, always ready to help in any of the role as a subcommittee in the EXCOM. She herself has said that her active listening skill has fairly improved after joining Toastmasters. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Hema, the TMOD of the day.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and your guests. Just 2 weeks before, I visited somebody for the therapy. The lady was very simple, very calm and very composed. So I was just not asking anything, just collected information from her and took her for the treatment session. We started giving treatment. After a week or so, I just, on the end of the session, that is after a week, the last session, I just thought let me talk to her what she is and let me collect information from her. After talking to her, to my surprise, I was very surprised. She was a teacher, she was a teacher turned journalist and editor. She is the one who is the founder and managing trustee for Keynote, an NGO. I was very surprised. I didn't expect that from her. So she was giving me all the information about that. I was inquiring what is the Keynote, what does it mean, what is that doing, what is the organization is all about. She said they have established this Keynote organization the year 2005, collecting all the indigenous saplings, okay, the rarest species. They are collecting all that. Their main mission is to promote, just conserve the plants and the indigenous race species. The mission is to conserve, restore, and planting all the rarest species along the water body. So I was collecting all the information. I was talking to her. She said they have done several projects, out of which I was very much impressed. The landmark projects I was very much impressed are, one is Green Prison Program. They they have collaborated with the prison department, Tamil Nadu prison department. They have planted various they have set up a garden just to transform the prison ambience into beautiful green spaces, and I have engaged all the prisoners into organic farming and vermicomposting. The next thing I have understood, that is from the in KEEPUP, that is Institute of Mental Health. They have set up a garden. They're helping the patients to just gardening for the occupational therapy. Third one is creation of the urban forest. The 5-acre land in Kottuppuram, they have transformed 5-acre land, a dump yard in Kottuppuram. They had transformed into a beautiful urban forest with 1,000 trees and shrubs and 250 indigenous shrubs and trees, plants. So it is like a living example for us now. The fourth one is like Nirvanam. Nirvanam is like they have again in the concept, the Nirvanam concept is like they're picking up all the indigenous plants and collecting on planting on the water bodies to maintain the green corridor. So the Nilal actually strives to create sustainability and turning the Chennai into beautiful urban green spaces. I was very much impressed. I didn't expect that from her. Any guesses what I was thinking that moment when after talking about all these things? Any guesses? Don't judge book by its cover, because she was so simple. So without any further delay, I would like to call up our general evaluator, who is like our area level and club level and area level humorous contest winner, and then podium finisher the division level, none other than Toastmaster Bharat, who is an architect in Ericsson, India, and by first IT professional. He is with the 2 kids, boy and a girl.
Thank you. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. So I will be the general evaluator for today's meeting, and as a general evaluator, I will be broadly evaluating 2 aspects. One is the preparation of the meeting, and the other one is the progress of the meeting. The preparation of the meeting, which happens before the meeting starts, when there's a WhatsApp group formed, and that is where I will be evaluating and give my feedback. And the other one is the progress of the meeting, right from the moment the meeting starts till the meeting ends. To help on this progress of the meeting, there are 2 teams which are helping me. One is what is the tag team, which is the timer, R counter, and the grammarian, who would evaluating the different aspects throughout the meeting. The other evaluation is the speech evaluators, who would be evaluating a particular speech evaluator of the prepared speakers. So we as a group or a team of evaluators are like a prism. So in a prism, what happens is when a white light passes through the prism, it refracts and comes out in different colors, adding vibrant colors to the white light. So we evaluators are similar to the prisms. So we as a prism, as a transparent evaluators, would enhance the speakers over here who are on stage with the colors, with our feedback, so that you come out with more vibrant colors like a rainbow. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report along with the other evaluators. Thank you, and over to you. Sorry, I will introduce the tag team now. For the tag team, for the timer role, we have a new Toastmaster who have joined recently, and he is a person who is leading in a US-based IT company. He hails from Kalakurchi and has recently moved to Chennai. Let's welcome Toastmaster Alagiri Sami, who would be the timer, and he is playing the role for the first time to read out the timer objective.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I hope you are all doing well. Today I have the role of timer. My responsibility is to track the timing of the 1 icebreaker speech, 7 speakathon speeches, as well as the evaluation session. I will notify each speaker of their remaining time using green, yellow and red cards, each indicating specific time limits. Just like traffic signals, these cards will guide our speakers. Green card. This indicates that the minimum time has been reached and the speaker can continue. Yellow card. This is a warning to wrap up soon. As the red card next, this signals that speaker should finish their speech. The timing requirements will vary based on the speech time. Today we have one icebreaker speech and 7 speaker speeches and their evaluations. For icebreaker speech, we have 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will display the green card. At 5 minutes, I will display the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will display the red card. For the speakers and speeches, which are 5 to 7 minutes long, at 5 minutes, I will display the green card. At 6 minutes, I will display the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will hold up the red card. Next, we will have individual evaluations, which should be 2 to 3 minutes each. At 2 minutes, I will display the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will hold up the red card. Each speech will be given an additional 30 seconds if necessary. At the end of the meeting, I will provide a report of the times for all the speakers, and I kindly ask everyone to adhere to the time limits. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best to all the speakers and speakers. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aligiri. So next for our counter, we have a Toastmaster who is a multidisciplinary researcher in CLRI and is also an associate professor in ACSIR. He is fond of walking, and while walking he enjoys listening to motivational speeches. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sharma as our counter for today's meeting.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. As a counter, I will note like that what I am reading now. The words which are used as a pause filler are clutch words. And during the meeting, I will also listen the filler words, overused words, and repeated words or process. Anything is limited, whether it is a salt or sugar. Once it is exceed the limit, it may lead to a disaster. Like that, we should also the words such as a, l, m, and the repeated words such as am, but, so, you, no, like that words, as well as the repeated words I, this mean also should be limited. In the end of the meeting, I will submit my report to the general evaluator. Thank you, General.
Next to play the role of grammarian, we have a Toastmaster who is into Toastmasters for the past 14 years, both in a corporate club and a community club. He is the director of software engineering in a Fortune 30 company. So let's welcome Toastmaster Saravanan as the grammarian of today's meeting.
When the presiding officer spoke, there were 4 types of listeners. I am one of the 4 types of listeners, that is critical listener, but with empathy. I will listen to all the speakers, I will note down their misusage of language as well as outstanding usage of the language, and I will provide my report at the end of the meeting as such. But before that, I would like to introduce the word of the day for you, so that you can remember that and use it in your daily life as well. The word of the day today is ebullient. Are you able to see this? Just notice now itself, I am not going to stick because I don't have the glue, not because I don't have the glue, but I want that to be sticking in your heart so that you can use in your day-to-day life as such. So please note down, ebullient. And what does that mean? Overflowing with enthusiasm, energy and excitement. Example is, her ebullient personality made her life of the party. Okay? Note down, ebullient. And today is Guinness World Record Day. I would like to create another record by using this on multiple times. Okay. Over to general level.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you. I now hand it over to Zikir Modi to take the meeting forward.
Now it's time for us to hear the prepared speeches. Speech 1 is going to be given by Sarika, Toastmaster Sarika. She is a freelancer for social media marketing and emotional support coach. She helps women to grow their confidence and succeed with simple digital strategies and guidance. Before calling her on stage, I would like to call her evaluator, TM Station.
Today Toastmaster Sarika is delivering her first speech as a Toastmaster. It's the icebreaker speech under the pathway, persuasive influence. The timing of the speech will be 4 to 6 minutes. The objective of the speech and the project is for the member to introduce herself to the club members and also to learn and understand the basic structure of the speech. All the best to Toastmaster Sarika. Over to you.
Toastmaster Sarika. Title: Invisible Crown. Invisible Crown. Toastmaster Sarika.
I'm Sarika, women entrepreneur, social media marketing expert, and a freelancer. I born and brought up in the brilliant city of Chennai. If you ask me about my life story, it is like a movie, like a varisu. If you ask me with a drama, it will be. If you ask a comedy, it is there. So, greeting to Toastmasters and my dear guests. So, my family includes 5 members. My grandma, father, parents, myself and my brother. So to speak about my family,
You are all right.
Yeah.
sorry.
Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry, go ahead.
So my family of 5, after my brother born, everything changed in my life. So I was the only kid who was pampered, and after that I was the one who got the first mark, and everything I got is a 0. In first standard report card, my English exam, I got 0, and I told my brother, in my mind I told, you are in 0 and I was in 0 in my English exam. So life kept on moved, and I became the teacher to give values, and as a teacher for my brother, I was a motivator. Life quickly moved on, and I am the person who want to give values to my brother. After 10th standard, my life was very slow, and I'm not a good student here. And after 11th and 12th, I enjoyed my studies and everything got well. When with my, now as a family of 4, me, my husband and my kids, with my husband's support, I did my MBA HR, cosmetology courses, and additionally I did my advanced Montessori courses and many courses, and now as a marketer, digital marketing courses I finished. I've joined this Toastmaster to enhance my communication and coaching skills. After finishing college and everything, really I messed up here, I know. After my degree and everything, I started here as a communication, to learn communication and to enhance my coaching skills. So when I look back, when I go to my childhood, I wear a simple baby crown and upgraded to a dad's little princess crown. After that, it was student crown. Continuously as a student, I am wearing a student crown. So my marriage was a love marriage. So after my studies and everything, I wear a love crown. Then as a precious wife crown. Later, as a motherhood, I add a joy of crown of love, joy crown. So right now, as an entrepreneur and career crown, I am wearing. For being standing here, I love myself and I wear a self crown. So when I look back and see, all these crowns are invisible. So no one except me can see here. See, as a woman, I'm not acknowledging myself in many cases. If I'm not acknowledging, who will acknowledge me? No one can see me. These crowns are invisible for all the women. So we need to wear a crown of invisible crown, and we need to be more confident. Sometimes we lack confidence and everything, we fumble and everything. Right now, as the word overflow, ejaculate, something. Sorry, I thought of using, I'm confused, I'm overflow of anxiousness, I'm overflow of scaredness. You're seeing all. So here I end up my speech. I love to wear an invisible crown, and as I wear, I give the question to you. You all wear the invisible crown. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarika. It was a wonderful speech. It was actually, this place is to just make mistakes. We are all here for that. Even if you fall, there are many hands to lift us up. So just feel free. It's okay to make mistakes. Okay. Next speech is Toastmaster Giri Prasad. Toastmaster Giri Prasad, who is a badminton player in the morning, a chartered accountant in the day, and movie buff at the night. Before calling the Giri Prasad, I would like to call his evaluator, T.M. Shintana.
Good afternoon all. Today Toastmaster Giri is going to deliver his Project 2 Level 1 speech from the Dynamic Leadership Pathway. The objective of the speech is to learn and review basic methods of writing a speech with a purpose and to deliver a well-organized speech. And that's, all the best to Giri.
Title of speech is Paradise on Earth. Toastmaster Giri Prasad. Paradise on Earth. Okay.
மண் வாசனை கூட மரியாதையும் வீசுங்க எங்கூரு பசங்க கூட வாங்க போங்கன்னு பேசுங்க. For people who don't know, these are the lines of a famous Tamil pop singer, hip hop art, which basically translates to, in the city, not just the earthly odor, but you can even smell respect. And even children in the city knows to treat everyone with respect. As soon as they said vanga ponga, people would have guessed which city I am referring to. Yeah, I am hearing paradise. Yeah, Coimbatore can also be called as paradise. Not convinced why? Let me justify it. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear kids. Let me tell you why Coimbatore is one of the best cities to live in. As a Coimbatorian, one of the most common questions which I often get is, what is so famous in Coimbatore? Of course, without hesitation, my first answer is, you're looking right at it. Yeah, it's me. Just kidding. There are two things which I absolutely love about Coimbatore. Firstly, the climate. As Chennaites, how often have we wished for a November or December without torrential downpours, where we did not think which bridge is high enough to park our vehicles, or a April to June without a scorching sun, where we did not go to the shopping malls just for the sake of air conditioning. It's always been a dream, right? But in case of Coimbatore, when it rains, it doesn't rain too heavily to the extent of waterlogging, or when it's hot, it's not too hot to burn your skin. To be honest, we have never even thought of getting an air conditioner for our home till date. That's the magic of Coimbatore. Perfect weather, day in and day out, throughout the year. My second most favorite thing is people. Coimbatore is also known for the respect with which the people speak. I can never forget my first time share auto ride experience in Chennai. I got out in Nungampakkam railway station and I boarded a share auto. On the way, the auto driver met his friend and greeted him by saying, "Beep, how are you, macha?" Beep. And he proceeded further, and there was a guy who was rashly driving his vehicle. He scolded the guy by saying, "Beep, drive slowly, beep." I'm pretty sure all the pleasant words would have gone through your heads by now. Both for greeting and scolding, the sentences started and ended with a beep. I don't know for what joy. It became a memorable experience for all the wrong reasons. This was on a lighter note. Let's take a trip to Coimbatore through the cycle of human life. Let's say you are a new parent who are moving to the city with a baby. Now, why am I starting with this part of the life cycle? That's when my mom and dad moved to the city when I was a baby. The number one priority for any parent is healthcare. Coimbatore has one of the best healthcare facilities in the country through hospitals like Coimbatore Medical College and Hospitals, KMCH, GKNM, and PSG. And even we have hospitals like Aravind Eye Care and Shanti Social Therapies, which not only provides quality healthcare, but also it provides the same at affordable rates, which is a huge breather for any parent. And the next best thing to happen for a parent is to provide the children with quality education, which will provide them with job opportunities. Whichever field you want to pursue, Coimbatore has it all. It has renowned institutions like PSG College of Arts and Science if you want to pursue arts, Coimbatore Medical College if you want to pursue medicine, and Coimbatore Institute of Technology for engineering. And even in case of jobs, Coimbatore has all the way from industries like Lakshmi Mills to tidal parks, housing, Infosys, Accenture, Bosch, Deloitte, and even Goldman Sachs is about to come. But you should note, Coimbatore is not all work and no fun place. Do you want a quick escape from your daily routine? Just hop on a bike and in just 45 minutes, you could be sipping hot tea with homemade chocolates in Ooty. And for weekend getaways, you have scenic beautiful places in Anaikatti, Palakkad and Nilgiris, which are hardly a hour's drive from Coimbatore. Later in life, when it's time to take things slow, Coimbatore is a perfect place for peaceful retirement. For people who are looking for religious retreat, we have ancient temples like Perur Pattishwara temple, which is 1500 years old. And even we have the famous temples like Adiyogi temple, where if you are lucky enough, during Navaratris, you will get to see some crazy dance moves from Sadhguru. You can start your day with a classic breakfast of idli and sambar in Annapurna with a strong filter coffee, and for lunch, you can have full meals in Anandas with delicious ilanir payasam. Coimbatore gets most of its water from Sirvani Dam. I'm pretty sure when someone gives you the Sirvani water, you'll check the glass to see whether there's some sugar added to it. That's how tasty it is. You wouldn't believe, till date, some of my relatives and friends ask me to bring water from my home instead of sweets and snacks when I visit them. Coimbatore has a unique way of supporting you through every stage of human life. That's why it's more than just a city. It's a place to call home. Now you all know why I love the city so much. But I would like to give you all a visual tour to this place. Just try to hear my words and visualize these things. Let's start. A city with lush green hills in the distance and tree-lined streets seamlessly connecting neighborhoods where warm and respectful people treat you like family. A city with modern transportation which glides you from one place to another, while cozy cafes, busy malls and serene parks makes everyday life feel like magic. Ancient temples stand proudly in the middle of modern buildings telling the stories of a rich past. Who would have the heart to say no to such a wholesome place? With the hopes of attending Medley's outdoor meeting sometime, sipping Annapurna's filtered coffee with the amazing viewpoint, this is Giri signing off. Thank you.
tend to lose a lot of hair. Have anyone told them talked about it?
Not more
I
than
stayed in
7
Coimbatore. I'm very sorry. I was in Chennai, moved to Coimbatore, losing a lot of hair. Wonder is it because of Siruvanikkadi? Anyway, thank you so much for that. Now, without any further delay, I just want to call up third speaker, Toastmaster Venkateshan. Before calling him, he is working as a domain expert in a leading IPR firm in Chennai. Before calling him, I'd like to call his evaluator, T.M. Amrita.
Toastmaster Venkateshan is presenting a speech from the Pathway Presentation Mastery. It's the Level 1 Project 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. The purpose of the project is to practice vocal variety, body language to enhance the speech. The speaker can present the speech on any topic. The timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best.
Toastmaster Venkateshan. Title is Action and Reaction. Action and Reaction, Toastmaster Venkateshan.
My significant other, I were waiting at the electrical medical store across the St. Osman railway station. A month ago, we prepared to purchase Amritanjan. A young couple, their 30s, they approached the medical shop and they ordered for infant food. The infant food was were given to the parents immediately. I was then checking from top to bottom of the tent. When the medical shop proprietor overcame to me and asked, "Sir, are you an inspector for the Food Corporation?" Good afternoon, guests and Toastmasters. As a trademark attorney, I am aware that the business was closed 6 months ago. How can you sell the products that infringe upon? The proprietor asked me, "Sir, do not take any action." He began blaming the employee. And then even he had no idea when the business was closed. In the meantime, what is your problem? Why you are not supposed to correct the word? My better off inserted in between. I never felt anything. I fled away from that place and I was pleased with myself because I saved someone. In a life, I was aware that surprisingly some fruitful, honest move will give advantage to others. But remain, life is full of Newton's law of motion. Every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. But sometimes, occasionally, it won't work also. It will reflect also. 3 days later, I and my wife went to the SB hospital. The gynecologist, Dr. Lavanya, there was an appointment for us. Before entering to meet the doctor, the same couple approached the same clinic and they said, "Thank us. Unfortunately, you saved our child." The same doctor was advised. After 10 years, they gave birth to the child. And I told my wife, "See, life is full of Newton's law of motion. Every action has an equal and opposite reactions." When in our turn, we entered Dr. Lavanya clinic. When she opened the scan cover and she talked to me, "Sir, I had a small doubt. That is why I took a scan from your wife." In turn, I replied, "We are doing good. We will always be good." In the Dr. Lavanya turn, she responded, don't worry, everything was normal, happy, nothing is there. Again, I reminded to the doctor, life is full of Newton's law of motion, third law of motion. Every action that is you can oppose the action. When we came out from the clinic, we met the same couple. They were waiting for us. And they are inviting us to come for a housewarming ceremony at Namuna Road. We accepted the invitation, we went to the function, and we came over to Agambakam. In the meantime, in the two-wheeler, I spoke to my wife, see, for each and everything, every action, you have to do good things to others, it will come back. On a month later, near a petrol bunk in Velacheri, the petrol bunk name is Venkateswara Agency. On Monday morning, there was a long queue standing to fill a petrol bunk. The owner of the petrol bunk, Mr. Venkateswaran, he was asking one person before parking car inside the car, he was there. He was asking something with the form and other things. He refused to do it. Immediately he turned against me, and I willfully accepted. I took a pen, I wrote my name, C. Venkatesan, my cell number, address and other things. That paper is, the litmus test will be verified by the customer. They used to paste it in the blackboard on that day. Every customer will know that. Whenever there is a long queue is there, because only one petrol pump is there in Velacheri, he will come to me, the owner, and will come and speak to me. How are you, sir? How is your family and other things? Last week, what happened? There was a heavy queue. Purposely he called me, sir, our petrol pump, but I have paid the cash for that also. I told my wife, always do something good to others, life is good. I would like to conclude my speech. For every action, there is an equal number.
It was a wonderful speech, sir. Thank you so much. A speaker 4, Toastmaster Pramod Anand, who resides in Salem, is a classical acupuncturist and practicing at his own clinic. Before calling him on stage, I would like to call his evaluated distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad.
Good afternoon, everyone. Toastmaster Pramod is delivering his speech on vocal variety and body language. The purpose of his speech is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance his speech. Timer, please note, his time limits are between 5 and 7 minutes. All the best to you. Thank you.
Handling personal questions. Toastmaster Pramod.
Is there a particular question that you often get asked that you wish people would drop altogether? I try to mind my own business in life and to enjoy it. So there I was at a certain social gathering, ebulliently chatting with my peers. I sometimes try to avoid social gatherings, especially weddings, and for good reason. A certain uncle was watching me with utmost curiosity. Wisdom, experience has taught me that the wisest thing to do is to exit stage left. So, pretending not to notice him, I tried to escape the scene. Hold it right there, he demanded in a friendly manner. Where do you think you're going? He caught me by the shoulder. To the restroom, uncle. You can go later. How old are you? Whenever someone asks me this question, from experience, I already know the direction in which the conversation is going to proceed. 33, uncle. Are you married? Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, perhaps at this point some of you have already guessed where this is going. They say that the simplest way forward in life is to speak the truth. They don't know uncles and aunties. Disclaimer, I'm not talking about a certain age group. I'm talking about a cult. Did you know that they all attend the same conference regularly where they discuss the invasive questions and the unsolicited suggestions and advice that they love to give their juniors in society? You didn't know? That's because it's a secret. They are the Illuminati. When you're a kid, they ask you, what rank do you hold in class? In school. When you finish school, they ask you, what have you scored? And which college have you joined? When you finish studying, they ask you, what have you studied? Where do you work? And what do you earn? After a few years, they would ask you, are you married? Do you have children? And which school do your kids go to? Which college do your kids go to? And then one day, they'll ask, so, shall we see you at that conference? You know which one I'm talking about. The one that we all attend. At this point in my life, I was asked this particular question. Are you married? No, uncle. You are late. Are you at least looking for a girl? Now, frankly, I don't understand this question. Because it doesn't make any sense to me that I should go looking for a girl just because I'm supposed to get married within a certain age. But I suppose if our Indian society wasn't behind the times by a few decades, we wouldn't be able to recognize it. But uncle, have you been any happier since you got married? Now, don't try to change the subject. He then went on to advise me as to how to ask girls in public places if they would marry me. And this has happened to me more than once. I've even tried asking other uncles and aunties as to how they've handled their uncles and aunties. I couldn't find a concrete answer. So one day I gave a response to an uncle that I thought was a smart one. Uncle, if you're so particular about my getting married, why don't you offer your daughter's hand in marriage to me? Otherwise, hold your peace. His eyes grew wide and he fell silent. It was a few weeks since I last saw that uncle after that conversation. For some reason, I began to wonder what had happened to him. So I asked a friend, hey brother, do you have any idea what happened to that uncle? That uncle? Oh, he left the city suddenly one night without telling anyone. He even took his daughter with him and asked his wife to take care of the entire shifting procedure. Do you know what could have caused him to behave in such a peculiar manner? No, I have no idea. However, I had found a solution to my problem. When the uncle does not have a daughter, I still ask him to take care of the searching and the finding. Sometimes the uncle disappears with the auntie. How else would you handle such questions? Toastmaster of the day.
That's nice and brilliant speech. Okay, next speech 5 is given by distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham. Thomas T. Abraham. I have to give introduction about you. Oh, it's a big introduction for what?
No, make it short. Make it short, do it later. Don't rush.
Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham is a former communication director, Ashok Leyland, former District 82 PR manager, District 120 finalist in prepared speech and PT, communication consultant and creator, combining words, photography, voice and designing. Before calling him on stage, I would like to call her his evaluator, Toastmaster Prasanna.
He's already on stage.
Outside.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hema. A very warm good afternoon to all of you gathered here. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas K. Abraham is presenting a speech on the Pathway Effective Coaching Level 2 Project 2, which is Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is for a member to learn various types of communication and identify his primary style. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his style on others. All the best to you, Mr. D.P. and Thomas. Over to you, Toastmaster.
So title is just like that. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas K. Abraham. Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas K. Abraham, just like that.
Which is the best part of travel? Anyone?
Cuisine.
Cuisine, food. For me, it's the planning stage. At the planning stage, you can travel like in a dream. Don't worry about the dust and the heat and the headache. Don't worry about airport queues. And the tap doesn't dry up after you put shampoo on your head. Right? My dear friends, my first ever trip to Kashmir was only last April. After I had pushed for many years the average expectancy scale of an average Indian male. That's a good thing about average. Average is never accurate. I'm still around. My companion was another photographer and pusher of this same age called Ram from Ooty. I had done my homework and then I called him up, sent him the plan. I said, Ram, we got a fantastic plan. We're going to stay next to the Dal Lake. You can wash our feet there. And you saw the timetable. No layover, no time of waste. Ram granted happily. I told him, Ram, one thing. 2:30 night there's a flight. You're a rich guy. I will pretend I am one. Hey, let's not take that night flight and lose our sleep now. Ram grunted again. He broke into high-speed, rapid Tamil poetically, ending with Talaiva. Wah, wah. I heard Kashmir calling me wah, wah in Tamil. Tell me, what style did I adopt in my communication?
Cautious.
Agreed? I used a bit of psychology and common sense and mathematics, numbers, right? Now, the next question. What is the worst part of travel? Anyone? Worst part of travel? Delay?
Battling while coming back.
You are all knowing. For me, it's always the final day. That's when I realized Kashmir has 4 phases. How can I photograph Kashmir, the 4 phases, unless I travel 4 times in 4 different seasons? You know, Pahalgam and Sonmarg that you see on YouTube, it's like your wedding albums. The guys and the girls, when you actually see them the day after their wedding, you wonder where the guys and the girls are, whose photographs you saw there. But with all that, Kashmir is enticing. Kashmir is enchanting. It is irresistibly pure. The final day, our return flight was delayed and we landed at 11:30 past in the night. India's diversity was visible as the luggage started coming on the apron, different colors, shapes, and what have you. My Samsonite, where is it? There I saw it. I grabbed it, I hauled it out, and I realized something gone. My wheel is gone. The entire corner is gone. What cruelty to my 45 years companion in travel. What violence on innocent plastic. I felt bad, sad. I got angry. I was upset. I could feel blood rushing even to my lips. And just then, everything okay, sir? A puny little girl, hardly past her teenage, and how did she cut the height for the job? Can I help you, sir? Here I am ready to explode. This puny little girl asked me, can I help you? I looked at her. Her eyes were brown. Her eyelashes were long. She showed an expression of mischief in her smile, just like my granddaughter Eva. She held her gaze in a smile. I showed her the damage. Ayyo, how sad, sir. But don't worry, we have a compensation scheme. Just like that. Meanwhile, her friend Sneha had done the photography of the damage. She had filled the form and got my signature. And on my boarding pass, she wrote an address and said, sir, we can give you the voucher. If you want cash, please write in this address. I knew the money they offered me was enough for my friend to get another pair of wheels. I looked at the two of them. I hauled my luggage and off I went without getting further late. Tell me, what communication style did she use? Babita, the bubbly, ebullient, Babita, grammarian, please go. Do you agree? Friends, what it means is, if we know the other side, we can always do it just like that. My case, I used a bit of psychology. I used cold statistics. Let him think. Whereas Babita, having dealt with irate passengers, she knew how to cool my nerves and soothe my soul. Maybe it was the way she born, ebullient. Therefore, friends, in summary, carry this home with you. It's a good tonic when you are in trouble. If we know the listener, his motivations and his moods, we can always persuade them just like that. Cheer.
Thank you so much for taking us to the Kashmir, sir. You have taken all of us to the Kashmir without spending money on flight. Speaker 6 is Toastmaster Jayashree. Toastmaster Jayashree is a current BPPR. She's a seasoned product coach, consultant, and marketer by working in 50 companies. She is also a passionate communicator and keynote speaker in education institution on career development and interview preparation. She is also club level evaluation contest winner and again area level winner and podium finisher in the direction and the stick. Sorry. Am I right? Right? She was so surprised. Before calling her, I'd like to call her evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster, V.N. Subramaniam, sir.
My speaker is different. She's doing a level 3 of dynamic leadership.
Level 2, project 3, introduction to Toastmasters method.
I have been given this.
You are given something else. Yeah, you are given a wrong sheet.
You have the right one?
The original evaluator, please.
If you have your own, then I have to evaluate you down the doesn't matter. Good for both. Both speaker and
Call the next speaker. Okay.
Okay, speaker 7, Toastmaster Vijayarajan. Toastmaster Vijayarajan, he is working in an Irish-based IT company, Match Technologies Private Limited, as Assistant Vice President. Before calling Toastmaster Vijayarajan, I like to call this evaluator Toastmaster Shankar. Okay, Toastmaster D.M. Subramanian.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure, sir. And when it will change, I really don't know, sir.
I want to event with Jayashree without with papers. If all the people agree, I will event with her and it is good for both me and her.
Yes, good idea.
Good idea.
Okay, sir.
You are a good speaker, so there is no need of evaluation.
Beyond the podium, Toastmaster Jayashree. Toastmaster Jayashree, beyond the podium.
Have you ever been handed over additional work of someone on top of your own work?
Yes. Yes.
A lot of us here, right? A lot of times we take it in stride and then move on. But a few times that becomes overwhelming. That's exactly what happened to me at my work. Greetings, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests. 7 months ago, I joined a project working with teams involving in 2 different time zones. 4 of us were working in a similar set of projects, while Mike and I were working from India, joined the company on the same day. We soon got immersed into a work culture where working from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. seemed very normal. And Saturdays are treated like Mondays, busy Mondays. And with just 3 months in, Mike was let go, citing performance reasons. Very next day, my manager came up to me and handed over Mike's task, which is to create a 3-year product roadmap in just 3 weeks. The thought of that daunting task, plus Mike's exit, made me get into the pressure zone. I felt overwhelmed. A lot of times when my friends speak about their work stress, their problems, I just find it like, hey, those are some silly problems. Why are you guys making this a big fuss? But that day, I felt I need someone to hear me out. That's when I got realized with that movie dialogue. Vonakku vanda, enakku vanda, which means like if I get something, it is treated as a blood, and if someone gets something, it's treated as a tomato sauce. That's it. Well, for me on that day, I picked up my WhatsApp voice note and sent a recording to that one person who could hear the ups and downs of my life, plus can hear me without getting judged. I recorded the entire situation and sent it. Within the next 3 minutes, I got a reply. Hey Jayashree, in your 2-minute voice note, you used the word hectic 3 times. And that made me realize what is the situation you are in. All I can say is, just take a deep breath. One day at a time. You will be alright. Yes, I took that mantra. It did work. And the person whom I reached out is called the so-called Professor of Medley, Distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham. We all know him as my mentor in Toastmasters. But Thomas was a mentor beyond the speeches, beyond this podium, and he's definitely a mentor for my life. That moment,
I felt I need to pass that gift which Medley gave me to someone else if I become a mentor. That thought etched deep in my memory. Just 1 month after this incident, an enthusiastic guest came to me. After listening to my speech, she said, Jayashree, I got inspired by your speech and I'm going to join Medley very soon. And even before joining, he said, I want to become your prodigy. I said, like, okay, let's take one by one, step one by one. He happened to visit Medley meeting quite often. And as Toastmaster, when someone says that you got inspired by your speech, it feels like you get a 5-star rating in Amazon. Okay. So I was thrilled. I made sure whenever he attended, I was there to listen to his speeches, to listen to his whole place. And then the D-Day came in. He became a mentor. See, he became a member overall. And that's when I said, you have been playing roles for quite some time. Why not you give your icebreaker speech? He said, like, I would need 1 more month to give that speech. I said, like, okay, fine. We got into good zone when I kind of understood his goals and kind of understood his vision. He's an IAS aspirant, which I wanted to definitely support in the best way I could. Plus, he's also looking for a job at that point. So like, okay, I was taking it very slow. Weeks gone, his frequency to the Medley meetings reduced. And then I asked him, hey, what happened? He kind of rejected my calls, messages. One final day I got a call from him. I was very happy that my prodigy is going to give his first big debut speech. And then, he said, I need a help. It's like, okay, calm down. I have an interview criteria, I need your help in preparing for digital marketing. It's like, okay, let's work it out. We kind of did mock interviews, prepared his CV, and the day happened, he got a job. I was very happy from my heart, but my mind was saying, hey dude, at least next week deliver the icebreaker speech which we prepared for a long time. But that's when, the next week he gave me another show. Jayashree, I have 2 news for you. Good news, bad news. Good news is I've got into a project when I'm going to do live blogging about Olympics. Thanks for your digital marketing insights. So like, thank you so much. It made my day. Bad news, I had to work on Saturdays, which means I can't come on weekly meetings. I was like, okay. That's when I kind of realized mentoring is not just about helping someone to create speeches, write speeches. It is about helping someone to create a life story. What Thomas shared to me is what I wanted to give to someone as a mentor to anybody at one point in time in their life. Of course, mentoring is way beyond this podium, way beyond the speeches, nurturing potential on and off the stage. Back to you. That's my speech, Jayashree. Next speech 7 is by Toastmaster Vijay Rajan. He's working as an Irish-based IT company, Math Technology Private Limited, as Assistant Vice President. Before calling him, I'd like to call his evaluator. Toastmaster Shankar.
I don't have the project objective.
Pathway Dynamic Leadership, Level 3, negotiate the best outcome. Toastmaster Vijay Rajan. Toastmaster Vijay Rajan. Indika Milapi, Toastmaster Vijay Rajan.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today we are going to discuss something known as negotiation. The moment you hear the word negotiation, what comes to your mind? Something serious, right? Something a serious business. In my opinion, a negotiation is something, a way of life that we deal with. We deal with every day, every moment, every second we deal with negotiation. Today we are going to discuss the kind of negotiations, what are the possibilities, and the best way to negotiate. These are the types of outcomes of negotiation. Actually, this was taken from our Toastmasters manual. The last 4 was taken from our Toastmasters manual. That is win-win, win-lose, compromise, and when to walk away. The first one I added to make it more Indianized. Lose-lose. One day God came to India. He met a person and asked, today I am going to give you a blessing. You ask anything, I will give you that. But one small catch, whatever I give you, for your neighbor, I will give you double. The person asked, if I ask for 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. If I ask for 1 crore, 2 crores. Then he had a deep thought. After thinking a lot, he asked God, okay God, let me ask my need. Make one eye blind, cut my hand and remove 1 leg. And what I am saying is, this humor actually many people used to say, to note that lose-lose strategy.
Cutting the leg is humor?
No.
My God.
Actually, God said, your neighbor will get double, and this guy asked everything and he want to lose 1 eye, 1 hand or 1 leg. Even if I lose 1 hand and 1 leg, my neighbor has to lose 2 hands, 2 legs and 2 eyes. It was a negotiation he had with God. So basically it was a lose-lose strategy he had. Lose-lose outcome. Today I want to discuss something when it comes to win-win. I want to share a very important political negotiation India had with Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, that is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. When India got freedom, India and Pakistan, 2 dominions were created by British. 500 provinces were left, and a daunting task was given before Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And Mountbatten said, all the provinces, you can join either with Pakistan or with India, your choice. The most important 2 provinces were Jammu and Kashmir and Hyderabad, very sensitive issue. When it comes to India, Jawaharlal Nehru was little bit patient in handling with Jammu and Kashmir. But Pakistan took little bit, was hasty in taking a decision. They invaded Jammu and Kashmir.
This is politics.
They invaded Jammu and Kashmir. The moment they invaded Jammu and Kashmir, Maharaja, that's Hari Singh, came to India, approached India asking for help. Hello, I am in need of your help. And Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel became happy. Yeah, this is the time I am waiting for. This is where the negotiation begins. This is where a win-win negotiation starts. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, a pragmatic personality in dealing with these kind of negotiations, he came out with he prepared some negotiation techniques and he approached Maharaja. He said, it's okay, we will give military aid, we will support you, we will protect you under one condition. That is, you have to sign a treaty with India, accession treaty with India. What is the meaning of accession treaty? You have to join India. Maharaja felt, Sandakara Polama, Sachikara Kalogula. Both are same. There, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. See, any negotiation is nothing but understanding what the other person's need. You have a need, the other person have another need. You have a goal, the other person have a different goal. And both the goals and both the needs should meet at one point, and that point is the point where you can click a win-win outcome. So Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel understood the need of Maharaja. Why Maharaja was not joining both Pakistan and India? When all the 500 provinces joined with someone, he did not join because he wanted independence. He wanted to be alone. So he signed a treaty of, an article of 3670 was signed. He said, you can take your own decisions in your territory, whereas our defense and our military will be standing there, and under certain conditions, the treaty of accessions, under mutual benefit. You also get benefited, we are also get benefited, and the treaty was signed. Overnight, a big territory called Jammu and Kashmir, the treaty was signed and the problem was resolved. Can you imagine India without the head Jammu and Kashmir? Nobody can imagine, right? Just a negotiation. And thereby India sent the army and Jammu and Kashmir was protected from Pakistan. Maharaja was also, the treaty was also signed. So overall, a successful negotiation was done. Can you tell me what are all the three, there are 4 stages of negotiation. That is competitive, accommodation, compromise, and collaborative. Can anybody say what are the techniques that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel adopted in these 4 styles of negotiation? But a little bit louder.
Compromise.
Yes, compromise. Exactly. That's it.
I would say accommodative.
Accommodative. And also collaborative. Except competitive, all the 3 strategies he adopted, well planned, and it was a win-win strategy. Now, when not to go for a negotiation? This one you might have seen in movie. Sometimes in our life, real life, you will find some people who will start with a negotiation, who will start with some stand, and at any cost they will end with the same stand. Almost like negotiating with the mad people. Whatever the kind of negotiation it is, at the end they will say Bimbilika Bilim. In one movie, Pandirajan movie, he will conduct a negotiation with mad people and it will end with Bimbilika Bilim. So in that kind of situations, we have to move out. Even in a political scenario that happened to India, especially with Muhammad Ali Jinnah, we have to walk away from that negotiation. That happened. So at times we should know when to walk away from such kind of negotiations, when to have a win-win negotiation. Mostly win-win negotiation is the best form of negotiation, especially in today's world. Today's world, everybody are educated, everybody are knowledgeable. So you cannot have a win-lose kind of negotiation. Everybody are informed. So we should take a negotiation in such a way that it is win-win, so that both the parties benefit from each other. Apart from all these things, personally speaking, in my life, what I have understood in negotiation is, apart from all these things and other things, in negotiation, the relationship that matters the most. The more you have a personal relationship with a person, or the person trusts you, the negotiation becomes easier. And if you don't have a direct relationship with a particular person whom you are going to negotiate, try to connect him through some other resources to whom he trusts. In this case of India accession treaty, we had Jawaharlal Nehru had a wonderful relationship with Mountbatten. The same day, if the Hari Singh was signed the agreement, the same day he approved it. Even if you would have taken it 1 week, Mountbatten has taken 1 week, we do not know what would have been the point, what would have happened to that particular treaty. So personally speaking, I would say in any negotiation, apart from all these techniques, strategies and other things, the relationship matters. So try to have a trustworthy relationship, or try to connect through some other trustworthy people for that, so that you can have a better negotiation. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijay. We had a lot of negotiation through your slides, and thank you so much for the Bimbilika Pilake, the word which we have almost forgotten. You brought us that back. Thank you so much for that. Last speech, speech 8, speaker, Toastmaster Kalyani, who is working as assistant manager in Corners, Chuba. I'd like to call her evaluator, Toastmaster Priya Baidu.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. Toastmaster Kalyani representing Dynamic Leadership Level 4,
manage projects successfully. The purpose of this project is for members to practice developing a plan, building a team and fulfilling the plan with help of her team. This is the second speech of hers. Here the member is coming to share some aspect of her experience managing a project. The time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to you.
Toastmaster Kalyani. Toastmaster Kalyani, Medley 800 Part 2, Medley 800 Part 2. Toastmaster Kalyani. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'm going to take you all to a few weeks back, a meeting that happened a few weeks back. Yes, Medley 800. What is Medley 800? It is a milestone meeting. What is milestone meeting? To newcomers and guests, every 25th meeting of Toastmasters would be celebrated as the milestone meeting, where we celebrate success and we plan for the future and we evaluate whatever has to be made any improvements. This happened on 28th September at the Centers. So, here what do I do? Though the meeting was organized on September, 2 months back itself, we had the plan started. Plan the coordination to invite the guests, then decoration, then special recognition. And what are my goals? To celebrate the occasion, entertain the audience, and make it memorable. So, in regards to the planning, you can see this agenda. This was the agenda that was brought after the planning for this milestone meeting. What are my initiatives? Once I discussed with the President about the milestone chair, I initiated all the teams. These were the teams that helped me to make the meeting a successful one. Registration committee, program committee, hospitality committee, role players, special sessions, and the newsletters. So this is what, actually in between what happened is we had the contest. So though we planned a meeting 2 months back, I had to make sure that the things are going on. But unfortunately it got stuck because of the contest which was taken place in Urdu. But only 2 weeks were there, so every alternate days or every day we had a WhatsApp chat and Zoom meet in order to make sure the things were in progress for the meeting. So this is the content. We organized special guests for the meeting, and the meeting was planned as per the schedule. We included special games. 2 fun games were included in the meeting. And actually the meeting was a regular one. He had a speech and the evaluation was taken place for the speech, and we had a TT session. Apart from this, we had the fun games to interact with the audience, which this ensured a seamless blend of special activities. That is, special activities were there and regular meeting structure was for a good experience. What are the challenges that I faced? Though we started planning, oh, it will be, A will be the MC, B will be the another MC, like that. But just before 1 week, I got a call. Ma'am, I cannot participate. I'm really busy. I have a tough, tight time with my office. So in this way, really all, whoever we planned before, they had to be replaced. So immediately we had to go for the other person to make sure they are participating in the event. And to get a person to accept the role was also a very challenging one because everyone was very busy. So the milestone meeting was organized as planned and offered valuable learning experiences, especially the event planning, management, teamwork, and problem solving. We had insightful guest speakers, engaging activities, and focused on our core agenda. It maintained the regular objectives and reinforced a balanced approach to effective and meaningful engagement. Apart from this, with this Medley 800, I had a beautiful rapport with another mentor. My initial mentor was Dr. Sapar. He's only my mentor, but still, I had another relation developed, which was with Toastmaster Jayashree, who guided me to proceed with this milestone meeting, and she was really such a helpful to me to plan and organize and bring success for this meeting. Also, I would like to share the proud moment that both the guest speakers, when asked for in the speech, addressed that they want to be part of the Medley, which was really proud moment for me. This is the overall outcome of the meeting. We had a speech, we had the fun session. I think the too much was from this. You can see that day was made ebullient. And finally, it came in the other times. So the project was accomplished. Over to Toastmaster 3. We brought up the 800 the milestone meeting again in progress. Thank you so much for that. Without any further delay, I'd like to hand over the stage to General Evaluator, Toastmaster. Okay. Can you please can you please tell the qualified speaker?
Toastmaster Sarita qualified, Toastmaster Sridhar qualified, Toastmaster Venkateshan qualified, Toastmaster Kumar qualified, Toastmaster Ramasabala qualified, Toastmaster Jayashree qualified, Toastmaster Kalyani qualified.
Thank you so much. Good evening, brother. Please continue the proceeding and just like to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Bharat.
Once again, good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. Today we have witnessed 8 ebullient speakers deliver an impactful speech. Now it is time to listen to the elegant evaluators for each of the speakers. To evaluate Toastmaster Sarika's speech, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Venkateshan. He is a 3.5-year-old Toastmaster and who is always ready and open for any challenges and opportunities. Opportunities to learn, opportunities to serve, and opportunities to grow around the community. He considers Medley as a second family and always feels pride in being a Medleyan and always feels that there is always something to take away from Medley, and is ready to share his knowledge and everything from Medley.
Timer don't start, like all those introduction was not made. Whom do you call an ebullient speaker? To me, an ebullient speaker is the one who is authentic, who speaks from his heart. Toastmaster Sarika, you have proved that you are a brilliant, authentic speaker coming on stage with the courage. Come what may, I will stay here and I will deliver my speech. I will share what I know about myself with my club members. Kudos to you on that. Yes, you also achieved your project objective about your childhood, your family, your education background, and why you are here in Medley today on this stage. That is the objective of your speech, and you have achieved it. Kudos to you. With that, I have two commendations which you showed during your speech here. The first one is the eye contact, where usually a person who is confident about his speech, he shares his eyes contact to all the audience and in all the audience. Toastmaster Sarika, she was very confident what she wants to share with the audience today. And she showed, though she had some challenges, she showed her eye contact with all the audience here without any fail. That showed how confident she was about herself and about what she wants to share with the audience. The second one is the staying cool and being resilient. She stayed cool. She said she is anxious, but I couldn't feel that. Yes, there were few occasions she was, but she came back. She was resilient to come back and deliver her speech. She shared what she wanted to share. So that showed her resilience of what she wanted to share with all the audience here. With that, I have one recommendation. Chop wood, pour water. Chop wood, pour water. None of us is perfect here. Neither we were perfect here on our first day. Right? Yes. What I'm telling Toastmaster Sarika is practice more. Take up stage roles. Take up more roles in Medley. Come here, fail often. That way you gain confidence and become a more authentic speaker, more confident speaker on stage. With that, I'm pretty sure one day you will be a crown, not only the invisible, but also the visible crown princess of not only Medley, but wherever places we go from here. All the best to Toastmaster Sarika and over to Linda.
Next to evaluate Toastmaster Giri Prasad's speech, we have a Toastmaster who was the recognition chair of the semi-annual Division C conference. She has 16 years of experience in an automotive domain, and she is a product segment leader in Tier 1 automotive supplier. She is a software professional and happily married with 2 wonderful children. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sindhana to evaluate the Toastmaster experience.
Good afternoon once again. I couldn't stop congratulating Giri once again. Congratulations on your brilliant and ebullient speech. So, you have 100% proved or justified your title. Paradise on the earth. Nobody can deny that because all your points were very strong and everybody agrees to that. Second, your structure is very good. So you had all, you had an attractive opening with a song and then a good flow, the narration is really good and you had a stylish conclusion. And also your visualization on Coimbatore, right? So that made us see the Coimbatore through your eyes. So that is really nice of the speech. And coming to the delivery, your eye contact is really good and you always had a smile on the face. So that was very attractive. And you had the continuity and your confidence is very much shown. And the delivery is very casual and the humorous content. So it made the speeches like a humorous contest speech. So everybody could enjoy that. And and the visualization part made us see the Coimbatore with your eyes. And coming to the improvements, so for his second project, it's a very brilliant speech, but still I have some minor improvements. First is the body movement. So you were walking throughout the speech. So between the stanzas, you can make the transition. So that would make that would distract the audience and also would make the people to absorb your content very much. So that's one point. And Second, you told more about the uniqueness of Coimbatore and used words like Annapurna or Jaggi or something. So, being from that locality, I can easily understand and grasp those things. But people from diverse backgrounds or diverse regions might not easily take those things. So, it could have, people might take some time to understand. So, you can use some relative things like Annapurna is of like the Sananabana of Chennai. So you can add similarities for people to understand it better. And third, summarization could reinforce the topic once again. So you had a good conclusion, but summarize what you have said in one or two lines that could reinforce the topic. So when you consider all these improvements, I think you can make a very good speech. Overall, you have met all your objectives, and it was really humor and it was engaging for us all. And I think if these improvements are considered, definitely can make an impactful speech. Thank you.
To evaluate our third speaker, Toastmaster Venkatesan, we have a Toastmaster who was a software professional who has a work experience across India and US. She is a director of a software startup. She is an avid reader of both frictional and non-frictional books. She likes to listen to lectures about South Indian temples and about the history of Chennai. So let's welcome Toastmaster Amrita to evaluate Toastmaster Venkatesan's speech.
Toastmaster Venkatesan, there were three things I really liked about your speech today. The first thing was the storytelling technique. You used the storytelling technique, you showed us three stories. There was one scene at the pharmacy, one scene at the petrol bunk, and one scene at the train. So all of these are very relatable, and you were able to visualize and follow what you were saying. It was very, very relatable. I really enjoyed that. The second thing was the message. Do a good deed and then it will come back to you manyfold. That was a very inspirational message. In today's day and age, there are people who walk away and drive away from accidents and crimes. In this situation, for somebody to question what other people are doing wrong, minor things, it's a big deal. So the message was very inspirational. Do a good deed and then it will come back to you manyfold. It was very inspirational. I like that a lot. The third thing I really liked about your speech is the connections. You related three stories. In each of them, you were able to connect back to your title and connect back to your message. Action and reaction, and also do a good deed. So these are the three things I really like. The objective of your speech was about the vocal variety and body language. So you had reasonable eye contact with the audience. You used the stage, you were not stationary, you were moving, you used your hands to some extent, and you used some pauses. When it comes to recommendations, I have three recommendations for you. Now, this whole project is about vocal variety and body language, and you were relating three stories. So the first thing you could have done is use the conversation technique. For example, at the pharmacy, what he was doing was something illegal. So you could have used a stern voice. You can use that voice and tone to show the emotion. You could have said, how can you sell this infant food? Do you know I can report you? How can you do this? How are you doing this just because somebody is innocent and doesn't know? So you can use like a stern voice, and that will convey the emotion. The second thing is the conversation technique. For example, you had a conversation with your wife, and she is asking you, are you going to change the whole world? And you're saying, no, I have to do this. So instead of using third-party narrative, you could have stood in one place and you said, you can use Tamil for effective reach. You could have said, whole world is and you could have moved back and you could have said, you know what, this is important to me, this is a good deed, I want to question this person, this is wrong. So that would have been very effective and the audience would have been with you. And then the last improvement suggestion I have for you is, you can make purposeful movements on the stage. If you just keep moving and talking and moving and talking, it makes the audience a little anxious. So you should make purposeful movements. You stand here as one person, say something, and then you take time, pause, go here, and then say the other thing. Then everybody is with you and waiting for your words. So overall, excellent speech, very good message, very good connections, and good storytelling technique. All the best for all the future speeches. Thank you.
Now to evaluate a fourth speaker, Toastmaster Pramod, we have a Toastmaster who has been into Toastmasters since 2011. He has a passion for public speaking which is evident right from his primary school days. He has won many awards from many contests from his primary school days, which also has continued in his college days. So I would say he has a knack of knowing how to win a contest, which is very evident on the number of contests he has won at a club level, area, division, and at the district level. So let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad to evaluate Toastmaster Pramod's speech.
This particular project is one that I love the most in Toastmasters as a speaker. But this is the most complicated project if you are an evaluator, because it keeps your eyes, ears and hands parallelly busy. You find it very difficult to observe at the same time, take notes of it. However, I thoroughly enjoyed today's speech. The general evaluator, my dear Toastmasters and Pramod. One statement, you read the manual thoroughly. That's my first observation. With due respect, I have seen many people doing this project. When it's vocal variety, they'll have two characters. One is, yeah, later on there. Sorry, sir, later. Something like that. Or they will always use the innovative mobile phone. This phone for one person, myself, other person, myself, other person. This is called body language, and this is called vocal variety. But what Toastmasters manuals or Toastmasters lessons teach us is, your voice should be part of your communication, not just making sound like the Kangwa movie. You should be actually communicating with people using your voice and the body language. Let us see how did this happen in his speech. So there was an event in a marriage hall, people are talking to him. He had two kinds of approach to adhering to the requirements of this project. One is he's communicating with us uncle and answering to him, uncle communicating back. Then at the same time, after telling the story, he also reaches us and gives us his opinion or feedback about what the uncle told, or what happens in the life cycle of questions from your birth till death. Then he again goes back and talks to the uncle, makes sarcastic remarks. So that was very excellent, that you knew how to use the same body language and vocal variety in two different situations. You split your speech into actual drama and your opinion. I appreciate that. And appropriate use of your hands, gestures, everything to suit. For example, they were watching you like this. That was a good one. Then you said, don't change the subject. I liked it. That was the best piece of your speech today, because at that point, the fury in you was communicated to us through your hand, your voice, the sentence, and your eyes. All of them were giving a public speech in this stage. And that is how the body language and vocal variety needs to be used in a speech. Ladies and gentlemen, it should actually communicate the inner message of your content, not just deliver the sound of those English sentences. That way it was good. However, though you adhere to the basic necessary requirements of this project, I feel you a bit missed on the overall concept of a speech. There were two stories, and then you went to a flashback, there were a circle of questions, then you came back, there was a lot of chaos. So you had an incident, then you appeared to say, when you come back, it should end with one sentence. You came back and again started talking about what the uncle asked, aunties asked your opinion about this. You could have taken the second phase, and then you could have explained to us what happens when these things happen and how do you manage them. So while your approach using your body and voice is very good, a bit of care on organizing your speech would make this a fantastic speech. All the very best.
Next to evaluate our distinguished Toastmaster Thomas D. Abraham's speech, we have a Toastmaster who is a doctor by profession. She is always ready and likes challenges. Challenges are like a bread and butter for her. And she has a very knack of selecting the right people for the right position. So let's welcome Toastmaster Prasanavani to evaluate distinguished Toastmaster Thomas Abraham's speech.
I was wondering whose introduction was that. It is said that communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. Today, we saw distinguished Toastmaster Thomas D. Abraham traverse this sturdy bridge, empowered with a stellar delivery, and effectively took us into exactly what he wanted us to see, hear, feel, and remember. What did we see? We saw an ebullient traveler who was ready to pack his bags and go on. We saw his starry eyes at this picturesque Kashmiri landscape. We saw him beaming with happiness at the thought of convincing his friend into getting what he wanted to do. And we saw he walking away with his head held high, even after dealing with his traumatic luggage mutilation. These were the images which flashed in my mind as we heard your words. What did I hear? I heard a confident voice who knows how to get things done this way. What did I feel? I felt your pride at achieving your target of convincing your friend. I felt your magnanimity when you dealt with those airport staff. And I also felt your composure when you went through these various situations armed with your communication style. Through all these, you made me remember the two styles of communication which you focused, the initiative style and the analytical style. I also remember that it is important to understand the listener when you try to communicate with them. These points are etched so deeply in our mind through this effective use of this communication style. If there is one thing missing, which I was curious to hear, was what was your primary style of communication? It is like seeing a beautiful picture, beautiful painting, and not knowing who the artist is or not having the signature there. If you could add that and tell what was the challenge you faced in your primary style of communication, that would help us understand the communication styles better. To summarize, just like that, you prove that you are a versatile communicator who knows how to get his way and who also knows how to show the way to others through your words, which made us see, hear, feel, and remember. If you could consider signing off this beautiful masterpiece that you've crafted with your signature style, that would help us get a complete picture. Thank you.
Next, to evaluate Toastmaster Jayashree's speech, we have a veteran Toastmaster who is into Toastmaster for the past 40 years across different countries. So he is the charter president of Medley Toastmaster Club. So let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster V.N. Subramaniam to evaluate Toastmaster Jayashree's speech.
Thank you very much. General evaluator, one. I request all of you don't get worried because of this book and the paper. It has got no relevance with the evaluation. Because when I was a lecturer in Polytechnic, Madurai, especially women's Polytechnic, that is maybe interesting. 7 years I was a lecturer in women's Polytechnic, Madurai. Always I used to be the judge of the elocution competition, speech contest. A brilliant, efficient, and very star speaker, Jayashree, I immediately agreed I will evaluate it because it is an opportunity for me, not for her. And I like her way of speaking, a dashing personality, because many of the things what today you would have seen, always you would have seen me sitting at the back. Today I was sitting in the front, because I wanted to see the speaker and evaluate properly Mr. Vijayaraj. But slight change. And in Madurai, there will be a lot of marriages going on at the temple. And there are often the couples will be changed because of the rush and so today it is like that. I came to evaluate Vijayarajan and I liked the topic, biblical darling. excellent speech delivered by Jayashree on her project, and I could listen to the speech very clearly. Voice modulation and her easy handling of the speech. She moved from place to place, and facial expression, voice modulation, eye contact to audience. She was really watching the audience reaction also. And the speech was excellent. And I request the Vice President Education to give me an evaluation for Jayashree in future with all the things going in the right track. Otherwise, I request all the Toastmasters being patient for all these things, small things, corrections and other things. These do happen. And this is out of the evaluation. My evaluation is over. Sariga, I want to tell Sariga, although I am 40 years experienced in Toastmasters, when I came first time to the Toastmaster, they called me to the dais, and there always used to be a lectern. So you can stand behind the lectern. Here unfortunately you don't have a lectern. And Sariga, Toastmaster, I was called to speak. I came and stood and looked at the people on the left side. Then I looked at the people on the right side. Then all over I looked. Look. I could not even speak one word. And finally the Toastmaster was very kind enough so that you can go for a seat. So that was my first speech in Toastmaster. So Sariga need not worry. You get more energy and come back with proper rehearsal and proper speech, and let all the people get started by you. People should say, this is the same Sariga. That should be the comment. Over to you. I request the timer to only evaluation.
Next to evaluate Toastmaster Vijay Rajan's speech, we have a Toastmaster who is a data scientist and also a finance head in a multinational company. So he presented a data science project in a Digital India enclave some time back, and he won the first place. So let's welcome Toastmaster Shankar to evaluate Toastmaster Vijay Rajan.
Thank you for a brilliant speech, Toastmaster. So I was impressed today with 4 aspects on your speech today. First, grasping the audience, which is very, very critical. That too in the title itself, Bimbiliki Bilapi. I think that particular Bimbiliki Bilapi title, it's used equally as word of the day today. And brilliant move, Toastmaster Vijay. And you talk about 2 aspects. One on the negotiation, types of negotiation and types of negotiation. You had portrayed 2 different stories that happened in the political. You are not stuck over there and and asking the questions with the people. That was a great move. I really appreciate about that. Throughout the speech, you are cool, composed, confident, and the delivering the speech. I was really amazed about the particular point. And the last point, it is the humor. I see that most of the places you are sprinkled about your humor in many of the areas. Certain things which I would suggest that probably you could have considered those things. Number 1 is that probably you could have, if I were you, probably I would not use that, especially that political example, because since today also it is a controversial or it is a debatable topic, we have many business debate. Probably I could have used that particular topic. And second, since it is a negotiation, no types of negotiation or different type of style of negotiation, I was thinking that you are going to use it with your personal story. Yes, you talk about the personal story, about the relationship, but I don't see that any of the relationship which you had used, probably since, let's say, for you are married, definitely definitely you would have conversations with your spouse or with kids, or a discussion between your wife with your mother. Probably how you have addressed that particular problem, that would have been great. And third very important thing is that the title. Yes, you are used with the Bimbliki Bilaki. I don't know how you are connecting with this negotiation style, but still I want to and third, the last very important thing on the let's say for when you talk about negotiation, someone from the audience say that no, it's a teenager. But I see that you ignored them and started progressing your the speech. Overall, I really loved about the speech. Probably you could have improved on certain area. The next speech will be the brilliant speech. Okay.
Next to evaluate Toastmaster Kalyani's speech, we have a person who not only excels as a Toastmaster but also excels as a musician, a singer, and a dancer. She is an NGO. She is working in an NGO and likes to celebrate every moment in life. Let's welcome Toastmaster Kridesh to evaluate Toastmaster Kalyani.
If you remove team from teamwork, what remains? Work. Now, who wants to work? That's why Toastmasters have brought in chairs. Have you heard milestone chair, contest chair? Everywhere there is something called a chair. And today we had a milestone chair giving her experience and sharing her thoughts. Kalyani's funda in life is, I may not be the smart person in this world, but I'm surely know how to choose the right person for the right job. And there were 25 members in that core committee, and I was one among them. So I also know the inside story of it. Now, what did she tell about her journey? Very simple. Talked about what are the responsibilities of a milestone chair, showing us planning, calling on the guests and all that. Then telling what are the initiatives that she wants to take. For example, start be it newsletter or registration. That's what she took over, and she did it so well. Now, how did Kalyani take this job? She was not at all like, remember this Babita, airport staff, who said, sorry sir? She never had that approach. She was very straight. When she came to me for anything, she was like, will you do this? And I used to answer in very straight answer, yes or no. So this is what was our milestone responsibility, and she clearly used just 3-4 what you could see here in her PPT. Very simple. Now coming to the areas of recommendation. First, the very simple answer every Toastmasters, especially if you are in XCOM, is I am busy. Even ants are busy, what are we busy at? And the same problem Kalyani had to face as a chair. Whenever a role came in, maybe for hosting the ceremony or taking up a newsletter, all gave a simple to say, excuse, I am busy. Now when you made this statement, I was curious to know how did you convince them to come to this milestone and take up the job. And you have one such MC sitting here, a very newcomer, Giri, who took the job and did so well. So I was very curious to know how did you convince a newcomer to take such a big role. Next is, it clearly states what is the learning from this journey of yours. If you are shared, this was the journey, because we had a mixture of new as well as experienced Toastmasters, and you were doing it for the first time. So what was the learning for you from this? Next time when you are given this role, will you apply a new strategy, critical thinking? Will you sit and hope some miracle will happen or something really gave a new idea to you? So that kind of learning will help you. The third and very important is the energy. It was a milestone meeting, we all were part of it. That ebullient straight from your thing was a bit missing from you is what I would like to see. Overall, thank you for bringing out that photos and complete journey. It was like, it brought out all those memories, the same setting and same room. Thank you for that. It is always said, the tough times don't last, but a tough team do last. When you have a very good support, anything is possible. So thank you.
With this, we conclude all the 8 prepared speech evaluation. Now, timer, can we have the list of qualified evaluators? All the 8 evaluators are qualified. I request all the members to cast their vote or to get the link on the WhatsApp group. With this, now we move on to the tag team report. For the timer report, I now request Toastmaster Aragiri Sami to read out the timer report.
Toastmaster Krishna Venkatesh took 46 seconds. Toastmaster Pravda took 6 minutes 47 seconds. Toastmaster Hema took 4 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Bharat took 7 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Sarika took 5 minutes 37 seconds. Toastmaster Giri Prasad took 6 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Venkatesan took 5 minutes 54 seconds. Toastmaster Pramod took 5 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Jayashree took 6 minutes 44 seconds. Toastmaster Kalyani took 5 minutes 39 seconds. And Toastmaster Hema took 38 seconds. Toastmaster Bharat took 47 seconds. Again Toastmaster Hema took 1 minute 57 seconds. Toastmaster Venkatesan took 2 minutes 31 seconds. Toastmaster Sintana took 2 minutes 58 seconds. Toastmaster Amrita took 2 minutes 59 seconds. ATM Guru Prasad took 3 minutes 17 seconds. Toastmaster Krasnavani took 2 minutes 35 seconds. ATM VN Subramanian sir took 3 minutes 9 seconds. Toastmaster Shankar took 2 minutes 39 seconds. Toastmaster Priya took 3 minutes 28 seconds.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now I call upon Toastmaster Shanmugave to read out the R-counter report.
Good afternoon once again. Congratulations to all the appearance speakers. The uphold the report. Proceeding officer Pravda, clear speech. DM Modi, Hema, many are few General Evaluator Bharat, clear speech. Toastmaster Sarika, few are many the repeated words are I and invisible and few pass. And her evaluator Venkatesan, clear speech. The second speaker, Toastmaster Giri Prasad, also clear speech. Then his evaluator Sindana, few are and few and so also 3 times. The repeated words was and. Then third speaker, Toastmaster Venkatesan, many few ahs and few air, and his repeated words was then, I, and. In addition to that, he has used repeatedly every action. There's equivalent action. Every action there is a equivalent action. His evaluator, Toastmaster Amida, few pass and one so, and CS used the repeated word you good 3 times. Then the fourth speaker, Toastmaster promote, except few pass, clear speech. His evaluator, TPM Guru Prasad, clear speech. Then fifth speaker, TPM Thomas, his repeated word was I and few pause. His evaluator, Toastmaster Prasanavani, clear speech. The sixth speaker, Toastmaster Jayasri, clear speech. Her evaluator, TPM Subramanian, has few pause and he has used the repeated word and so many times. The seventh speaker, Toastmaster Vijayarajan, he has also used and or few times. And his evaluator, Toastmaster Sangar, has also used few times or and he has also used the repeated word you could be, and he has used repeated the word and also several times. Then the eighth speaker, Toastmaster Kalyani, she has used repeatedly the word so. In addition to that, and also she has used several times. Her evaluator, Priyadarshini, clear speech. That's all.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Now to read out the grammarian report, I'd like to invite Toastmaster Saravanan.
I would say today is a grammarian's delight. 8 speeches, 8 evaluations, so many speakers. Nice. Actually, I have my papers full, but I will not bore you with too many things. The first thing is Toastmaster Sharika. I like your speech. It is straight from the heart. It really, I like the usage of the phrase invisible crown, which is more of a powerful metaphor to showcase inner strength and resilience. I like that. Next is Toastmaster Pramod. You used an idiom, hold your peace, which means remain silent, and the peace here is a state of tranquility, and this is really good. And TPM Thomas, you used a couple of idioms. The first idiom I liked is ready to explode, which means extremely angry. And the next one I liked is cool my nerves, which means to relax. And then you used an alliteration also, enticing and enchanting. That's really nice. Then Toastmaster Jayashree, you used a phrase, create life story by mentoring. I really like that phrase. Toastmaster Vijayarajan, when he was speaking, there was an analogy. When he asked like what do you mean by negotiation, somebody in the crowd mentioned about tea-nagar shopping. I really like that analogy, tea-nagar shopping and negotiation. Then Toastmaster Sintana, you used a phrase which I felt very poetic. See Coimbatore through your eyes. I really like that because I'm from Coimbatore. So Toastmaster Prasanavani, you used etch too deeply in my mind. Etch too deeply in mind. That's a phrase which means unforgettable memories. Toastmaster Shankar used an alliteration. Cool, composed, confident. Nice triad as well. Then there are word of the day was used by 12 Toastmasters. 12 Toastmasters. I don't know whether that's a Guinness record or not, but at least a Medley record maybe. And then there are few phrases which could have been used a bit differently. The first one is with 1,000 trees. With 1,000 trees would be better. Inserted in between, intervened in between, turned against me, turned towards me, also a passionate communicator, and then there was successfully practicing professional. I thought a bit redundant. It could have been used as successful professional or accomplished professional as such. And then there is a general tendency by a couple of speakers to use and other things and everything maybe can be avoided as such. Over to the general value.
Now I'll move on into the general evaluator report. So first I'll talk about the positives of the meeting. First, starting with what happened pre-meeting, during the meeting preparation. First, the poster, the meeting poster which was released by the XCOM team, which was published in various groups, which created a lot of interest. So it said like 23 Medleyans on stage, so which attracted a lot of inquiries from the guest group. So I appreciate that. And also the agenda release. The agenda release, as usual, it was released on time by Thursday, and it was published to the guest group on time. And the third is the setting up of the venue, the stage and other projectors, everything was aptly done. So my appreciations for that. And coming on to the meeting, the actual meeting, the meeting started on time by our SAA, and as of now the meeting is on time, it is going on time. So the GE report is supposed to start by 5:08. We have started 1 minute early. So the meeting is progressing as per agenda and as per time. Next, appreciate the Surgeon at Arms for setting up the stage and the meeting rules. And then for the presiding officer for welcoming the dignitaries who have joined here, welcoming the guests and all. And then about her introduction about altruism and about active listening, which she justified it with an Harvard Business Review report, which talks about 3 different ways of active listening. And then it was swiftly transferred into the Toastmasters, where you had briefed about the Toastmasters. And then the transition to the TMOD, where TMOD introduced about an NGO called Mirror and about their mission, and which she briefed about the Toastmasters. And then about the speakers, we had 8 wonderful speakers who had delivered the speeches from various pathways from levels 1 to 4, and the titles were very innovative, which had attracted, and today the audience presence were almost more than 35 plus, which is also one of the record in Medley's meeting days. And I also appreciate all the members for encouraging the icebreaker speaker to speak more and complete a speech, which was a big appreciation for all the members of Medley who have gathered here. And a bit of appreciation for the evaluators who were very precise in their evaluation, who were spot on, and who have, I believe, who have added colors to the various speakers. And moving on to the tag report again, it was elaborate and precise, which had captured everything from the meeting. And coming on, what are the areas we could have improved or we could have done better as a team? During the agenda preparation for releasing, one of the major blockers is those are revisions is about the speech title. So though we released the agenda on Thursdays by time, but it is with the title of TBD. So I would appreciate if the speakers can also share the title in advance so that the agenda goes out with the title and not with the TBD. And also the role players to be on time, so that at the last minute we will have to need not arrange for a backup role players. So request all the role players to be on time before the meeting starts. And though it is a speakathon or a marathon of 8 speeches, like even I was trying to get correct alignment between the speakers and the evaluators. We had a bit of a challenge in those mapping. So I would appreciate if the mapping of the speakers with their evaluators is also published, so it will be helpful for the TMOD and the evaluators to know the speakers. So overall, it was a speech which had all the 3 elements of E, which had engaging, which was educating, and which was enlightening to all of us. Thank you, and I will go to TMOD.
Please cast a vote for evaluation and for the tag role players. Sorry? And role players, sorry. In the meantime, I just want to conclude what are the NGO, the NIRL I was talking about. So this Mrs. Shobha Menon, she just started in the year 2005. The span of 20 years, the amount of achievement is immeasurable. She had a high vision, set a high goal. Consistency and perseverance has taken to the different level, which she didn't expect that. So that way we all should engage ourselves. We should set a high goal. Any chosen field, let it be anything, we should just set a high goal had a vision, set a high goal, and show a consistency, we'll definitely reach to the greatest level. With that note, I just want to hand over the stage to Toastmaster Prasanna Mani, who is like our immediate past president and who's an anesthetist and who's very busy. Anytime, anything if you ask, she's there to help you. Anytime in the night also, she's there to help you. Hard worker. And really just once I asked her, how do you manage the hospital and Toastmasters? Most of the time she's online. So I'm just wondering, something I had to pick up from her. Yeah, Toastmaster Prasanna Mani. Today she's going to talk about the annual business session.
Good evening again. This is regarding the upcoming election for the next term club officers. So the leadership committee, which includes distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad, Toastmaster Saravanan and myself, we interviewed and briefed the candidates who were nominated, and we hereby release a nomination slate as follows. For the role of the president, we received nomination from Toastmaster Anuradha. For vice president education, we received nomination from Toastmaster Bharat. For vice president membership, from Toastmaster Amartavali. For vice president public relations, from Toastmaster Kalyani. For the treasurer post, from Toastmaster Pramod. For the secretary post, from Toastmaster Shanmugave. And for SIA post, from Toastmaster Rajshekhar. The elections will be in the coming week on 23rd. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Now I like to hand over stage to Toastmaster Prasanna Pravda, the presiding officer.
Thank you, dear Modi. Did you all enjoy today's meeting?
Yes.
Yes, I did. I would like to appreciate our Vice President Education for organizing, scheduling this month's speakathon with 8 different varied speeches. I apologize for the small confusion that happened in the evaluation role, and I thank and appreciate distinguished Toastmaster BNS and Toastmaster Shankar for accepting and the new change. Thank you so much.
I have a suggestion. Hereafter, the Vice President Education can connect both the evaluator and speaker, so that such confusions can be avoided.
Connect with sense?
Connect with the, I don't know today's speaker. I have no connection with Vijay Rajan.
She has put
So
the order of speeches.
if that order is
there in the-
decided, it is easy that they will exchange the project requirement and all. It is.
But sir, actually there is a separate
Because
WhatsApp
of the
group
last
which formed
minute
every
we-
time a meeting is arranged, and the evaluator and speakers are connected. In fact, I had a call with.
It is already put in the order is put in the agenda.
It's already available in a separate WhatsApp group for every meeting.
No, but
there were some
my
changes.
point is that speaker and the evaluator can
Connect.
have a conversation before, so that when there will not be any confusion.
Yes, they can always have.
Yes.
It is nothing wrong in it, because there is a old politics was that there may be some.
The evaluators
There's
can,
nothing, you know.
The evaluators can call up the speakers
come.
and connect with them before the meeting also. Yes. Thank you for your input, sir. I would like to appreciate the first time role player, Toastmaster Alagiri, for taking up the time. Appreciation and congratulations to distinguished Toastmaster Thomas T. Abraham for completing level 2 in his effective coaching pathway. Appreciation and congratulations to Toastmaster Sarika for her icebreaker speech. May I request Toastmaster Sarika to come and accept a standing ovation. Can we hear the feedback from some of the guests who have joined today? Toastmaster Sujay from East Tambaram, please share your feedback about today's meeting.
evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Sujay. I'm from East Ambram Speakers Forum. I'm the Vice President membership of the club. I'm here for today's meeting with my boss at work. His name is Dr. Medley Toastmasters. He lives in this neighborhood, so my first time at Medley. I just thoroughly enjoyed the meeting today. Just loved all of the speeches, especially the evaluations. I'm just a little over 6 months old in Toastmasters, and this season I happened to attend various club contests as role player, plus took up several other roles and activities at club area and division. But every day is a learning, and I just had amazing time. My Saturday afternoon well spent, I would say. And thank you all for giving an amazing afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your positive feedback. Dr. Murli, please share your views about today's meeting.
Good afternoon all. This is a wonderfully well-conducted meeting. In the beginning of the meeting, it was informed that this is going to help for communication skills, leadership, etc. I would also add that I had a lot of information which I gained today. So it's not only that, it also helps, I think, in getting a lot of information. I was just imagining that somebody who has been here for around maybe a couple of years and every Saturday attending around 5 or 6 topics, would be maybe an encyclopedia on presences. So yeah, I really enjoyed today, and I look forward to coming here as a member.
Thank you, sir. You're most welcome. Ms. Sukanya. She wanted to give her feedback today, so she.
Hi, this is Sudhanya from Madera. I am studying on Engineering College, BCA. And today I learned some new tricks about how to speak in front of others. And I learned some new words also.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sukanya. And before I announce the results, anybody else any guests wanted to share your feedback? Volunteer? Okay. So yes.
I wish to thank Jay for introducing me to this.
Always a pleasure. Right. So before I announce the results for today's meeting, I would like to inform about the event next week that is going to happen. We have a club election for the term January to June 2025. Please don't miss the important event. I request all the members to be present for the next week's meeting. So for today's speakathon, the best speaker goes to Toastmaster Giri Prashant. Best evaluator goes to distinguished Toastmaster Guru Prasad. Best tag role player goes to grammarian Toastmaster.
You are actually writing the video.
Sorry?
You are writing the video.
Oh yes.
And the best role player goes to general evaluator Toastmaster. With the sound of this gavel, I adjourn meeting